Yes, good morning and welcome to this session where we are going to see what is happening to the markets और markets में इस हफ्ते के लिए क्या लग रहा है क्योंकि markets में जैसे हम देख रहे हैं it has been a challenging assignment and people are trying to understand what is really happening क्योंकि last week हमने देखा होगा कि markets faced a continuous challenge at higher levels and as we have been discussing, the kind of resistance zones which we face in the market was very much in line as we anticipated. So now having said that, अभी इस हफ्ते के लिए क्या लग रहा है और कौन से सेक्टर में क्या कामकाज हो रहे हैं वो सब देखने वाले हैं हम आज एंड लेट्स गो राइट इन एंड सी व्हाट्स हैपनिंग टू द मार्केट्स क्योंकि मार्केट्स में जिस हाल से हमने लास्ट वीक वी सॉ द डिक्लाइन राइट सो जो सैंटा रैली थी वो तो एक्सपेक्टेशन भी नहीं था और मार्केट्स ने हमें बहुत अच्छी तरह से मेरी क्रिसमस विश कर दिया था बट अभी अगर देखना है कि हैप्पी न्यू ईयर अगर होना है तो इस हफ्ते क्या वो सिनेरियो हम देख पाएंगे राइट दैट्स गोइंग टू बी एन इम्पोर्टेंट क्वेश्चन ऑल ऑफ अस आर आस्किंग कि मार्केट्स में यहाँ से रिकवरी होगा क्या. So let's go and take a look at what's really happening on the markets and let's try and find it out. So now what we need to do is we need to once again step into the markets and see कि overall अभी markets में क्या संकेत बन रहे हैं. तो अगर आप देखेंगे कि मार्केट्स में करंटली अभी मल्टी डे पर जो न्यूट्रल पोजीशन था तो जिस प्रकार का फॉल देखा है हमने उसमें द scenario has moved into a multi-day sell. So what does that mean? It means that the decline is very strong and what we are seeing now is a very strong possibility of a continued decline. तो मार्केट अभी एक मल्टी डे सेल मोड में चले गया है इस सिनेरियो में काफी हफ्तों के लिए नहीं था राइट यू कैन सी दैट फॉर मेनी days it was coming to neutral then going back to the positive side but what has happened now is that market has moved into a neutral space से लेके एक नेगेटिव स्पेस में चले गया है तो उसका मतलब यही है कि अभी मार्केट में जो भी रैली आएगा राइट वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट डिप बाय now what you have to see is if there is a dip in the market okay if there is a dip in the market then you will expect a selling तो अभी सप्लाई जोन डिमांड जोन पे अगर जाने के पहले हम देख लेते हैं कि यहाँ पर जो स्कोर्स है राइट यू कैन सी हियर द स्कोर्स जो बन रहे हैं यहाँ पे they are clearly indicating that there is a negative grip एक bearish grip है अब मार्केट पे सो जो सिनेरियो था हमारा कि बाय ऑन डिप्स करेंगे we were expecting that supports around 18,300 should hold worst come worst support we are also planned at 18,000 but fall इतनी तेज थी कि 18,000 भी होल्ड नहीं कर पाई so it is we are at a very crucial level and when you're looking at the market right when you're looking at the market what you need to understand is that there are a lot of factors which contributed to the entire scenario एक तो था overall global cues were weak along with that if you recall I had spoken about the mid cap indices अक्टूबर 2021 के हाईस तक पहुंच चुके थे तो एक इम्पोर्टेंट समय था कि उस लेवल को क्रॉस कर जाए so what has happened is there has been a heavy sell off in the mid cap okay there has been a heavy sell off in the mid cap and the probability of that mid cap selling to continue is also very high so with that being the case, what we need to consider is that yes, the mid cap selling is going to be very high. So we have to factor that in into the session. So now, when you're going to take a look at what's really happening and what kind of activity which we can see, so you can just go and check out the kind of plays which you are having here. So यहाँ पर आपको दिख रहा है कि continuous sell off हो रहा है and there is steady selling emerging at all the levels. You can see here there is steady selling emerging at all the levels. और आप देखेंगे कि मोमेंटम पे मल्टी डे पे और इंटर डे पे सेलिंग हो रहा है तो इसका मतलब यही है कि देयर इज लॉट ऑफ सेलिंग इमर्जिंग एट करंट लेवल्स So if you're going to have a lot of selling at current level, so what you need to see is इंट्राडे और मल्टीडे जब सेल हो जाता है तो आपको करंट लेवल्स पर या रैली पर सेल करने के लिए लेवल्स ढूंढने पड़ेंगे, क्योंकि आप इंडेक्स प्लेयर हो या आप एक नॉर्मल ट्रेडर हो, तो आपको देखना है कि क्या एक इंडेक्स सपोर्ट पर पहुंच चुका है या वहां से उठने की संभावना है। बट ये मोमेंटम डायल देखकर तो क्लियर है कि द मार्केट इज नॉट इन अ recovery scenario, it is actually in a declining scenario. So now when you come down and take a look at the kind of levels which we are looking at, so immediate अगर rally भी होगा market में, you can see here now जो support था 18,000, it is now becoming a resistance. So you can see here 18,000 is the immediate resistance, 18,000 to 18,100, and at lower levels, okay, lower levels पे 17,750, okay, 17,750 on the Nifty spot is going to be an important area to watch out for. क्यों? क्योंकि वहां पर एक pivot confluence बन रहा है। तो मेरा मानना ये है कि 17,750 on the downside, 18,000 on the upside, ये दो levels रहेंगे for us to track. Okay, ये दो levels रहेंगे for us to track because if these levels are given away, then the next support only is emerging around 17,550. So 750 से लेके 550 ये बन रहा है हमारा सपोर्ट जोन, क्योंकि 17,550 पर भी एक सपोर्ट जोन बन रहा है अराउंड दिस लेवल। 550 to 600 will be the next band, 750 to 800 is this band. So basically a 200 points का band है। Okay, so when you're going to participate today, आपको देखना है कि क्या ये लेवल्स टिक पाएंगे और क्या ये लेवल्स के ऊपर हम चल पाएंगे। तो 18,000 on the upside is going to be the immediate supply zone. The first demand zone is appearing at 17,750, and then the next demand zone is appearing much lower at 17,500. So these are the two levels which I would be tracking for the day, and based on the kind of market action which emerges, we will take a call on what is really happening. So now, having said that, let's go and take a look at what is the impact on Bank Nifty. Okay, let's go and take a look at Bank Nifty. Meanwhile, you all can tell me what kind of position you are holding in Nifty or in Bank Nifty so that we can discuss the same. Let's go to Bank Nifty. Okay, this is Bank Nifty here. All right. So right now we are having Bank Nifty, and as you can see in Bank Nifty, currently we are having an important resistance zone is quite far away. You can see here as far as the overall setups are concerned, it's only at around 42,900. You're having a nice Ichimoku confluence here, and you can see here that multi-day or intraday दोनों एक sell mode पे है, right? You can see that the multi-day and intraday दोनों sell mode पे है। तो उसका मतलब यही है कि अभी अगर आपको काम करना हो, कि अभी आपको काम करना हो तो आपको सेल ऑन रैली करके काम करना पड़ेगा। और यहाँ पर जब भी आप देखेंगे कि the scores are getting to the bearish zone, Nifty is much weaker than Bank Nifty. This is what I have been saying in every session. In every session, I have been telling you that Nifty is weaker than Bank Nifty since the start of the month, and that has proved to be right because the decline in Nifty was much sharper than Bank Nifty. Bank Nifty, yes, it did decline. Now you can see here now Bank Nifty has also begun to show some weakness, and you can see here that right now Bank Nifty is drifting towards the negative side. Multi-day is turning weaker, all right, and intraday is already turned weak. So you can see here the scores are on the higher side, and lot of long signal तो आना बंद हो गया है, right? Now यहाँ पर because it has fallen sharp, that's why you're seeing a long in the reversal. वरना शॉर्ट सिग्नल ही सबसे ज्यादा बन रहे हैं, तो उसका मतलब है कि इंडाइसेस में एक नेगेटिविटी है। तो नाउ इस नेगेटिविटी को कैसे ट्रैक करें और कैसे काम करें। So first thing is when you are looking at the kind of option data also which is coming in. The PCR of Nifty and Bank Nifty is well below 1, यानी काफी कॉल राइटिंग हो रही है. सो 18,000 पे काफी ज्यादा कॉल राइटिंग हो रहा है, एंड इन बैंक निफ्टी एट अराउंड 42,000. So as we step into the day, okay, so the first resistance zone which we are expecting to be crossed and sustained, and probably for the week as well, would be 18,000 and 42,000. So first is it has to cross these levels, और उसके बाद, okay, उसके बाद these levels have to sustain. So जब तक ये level sustain नहीं हो पाएंगे, the challenges will continue to remain, and that's why you are seeing now that at these current levels the Nifty and Bank Nifty are unable to go above a certain level. So now अगर आप Bank Nifty पर ध्यान देंगे, okay, अगर आप Bank Nifty पर ध्यान देंगे, तो आपको नजर आ रहा है यहाँ पे कि Bank Nifty is right now trading below the pivot. Okay, Bank Nifty right now is trading below the pivot. So what does that mean? It means that the pressure continues to remain. तो पहला स्टेप क्या होगा? पहला स्टेप बैंक निफ्टी का होगा कि वो पिवट के ऊपर चले, क्योंकि अभी भी एक सेल मोड पे है, और उसकी वजह से इट हैज टू शो सम बिट ऑफ रिकवरी, क्योंकि बाकी सारे इंडिकेटर्स भी कह रहे हैं कि यहाँ पर एक वीकनेस आ गई है बैंक निफ्टी में, एंड दैट इज व्हाई इट इज इंपॉर्टेंट दैट इट क्रॉसेस दिस लेवल. So 41,800 is an important level for Bank Nifty to cross. So unless and until Bank Nifty crosses this level, it was going to be a challenge for the Bank Nifty to recover. Now on the upside, it is going to be immediate resistance zone is around 42,000, which I had said is also the maximum pain point. तो R1 जो है वो आपका रेजिस्टेंस भी है आज के लिए, राइट, एट 42,000. So 42,000 going into the day, 42,000 is also the maximum pain point as well as the R1. And on the lower side, okay, 41,500 जो है, 41,500 to 600 could be a very important support zone, क्योंकि on the S1 of intraday, on the S1 of multi-day and on the S1 of positional, ये सारे लेवल पर 41,500 है. सो 41,500 से 600 जो लेवल है वो एक इम्पोर्टेंट बैंड होगा, वो एक इम्पोर्टेंट बैंड होगा जहां पर आप देखेंगे कि ये कैसे काम कर रहा है, ये कैसे काम कर रहा है. और यहाँ पर एक इम्पोर्टेंट सपोर्ट जोन है. अगर किसी ने शॉर्ट किया हो बैंक निफ्टी, ओके, अगर आप जो मेरे व्यूअर्स है, अगर आपने किसी ने बैंक निफ्टी शॉर्ट किया हो, so that zone would be a very important zone to watch out for, क्योंकि at that zone there is lot of profit booking emerging possibility. So that's the level you have to track, क्योंकि that is going to be the demand zone. Supply zone is going to be at 42,000 as we enter the day. All right. And for the week, now what you got to see is what are the higher levels, because Bank Nifty is very actively traded. So what I'll do is I'll just slip into some other levels as well as far as the Bank Nifty is concerned. So now when you take a look at higher levels, okay, when you take a look at higher levels, what do you see? You see here that there is, first of all, a level of 42. The pivot which you see here is around 42,300, and then you have got the pivot for the positional at 42,500. So 300 and 500 are two important zones here. And at higher level, you can see here 42,467 is on the positional, and then you have got the intraday at the same zone, so 42,459. So what you can see here is that around 42,500, okay, around 42,500, you are having certain confluences. So now on the upside, you can have 42,500. On the downside, you can have 41,500. And that could probably be the range for the week. So that would probably be the range for the week. That's what it is looking like. So now let us go on and check out some sectors, right? So let us go and check out some sectors and find out which sectors are looking good, and what action can we take based on the sector movement. So let's go and check based on the what has happened during this entire month. Okay, what has happened during this entire month? You can see here that based on the entire market movement during this entire month, you can see that majority of the sectors have turned red. Right, majority of the sectors have turned red, and now you can see here that some sectors have just started turning red. So amongst them, you can see here that the FMCG, energy, यहाँ पर they are just starting. So any sector which has just started, you can see here the cement sector में अभी weakness शुरू हुआ है, FMCG में अभी weakness शुरू हुआ है, financial services, then there are some PSU banks also which are turning red. There are some services. So सब सेक्टर में थोड़े थोड़े वीकनेस है, बट लेकिन आप देखेंगे टेक्सटाइल और ऑटो में वीकनेस थोड़ी ज्यादा हो गई है. सो नाउ इफ यू वांट टू शिफ्ट into some other sector in the current week, so you can definitely take a look at these sectors like cement, FMCG, financial services, and the services sector. So ये सब सेक्टर में अभी थोड़ा वीकनेस शुरू हुआ है. There is some deep red here, but not extensive deep red. If you're going to short in say maybe IT or auto, then you use the rally to short into. But बाकी सब में weakness अभी शुरू हुआ है, so the probability of the weakness continuing is also high. So from this page, I get to know exactly how the sectors are placed. And now, if I were to see key based on last week, you can see here that the last week the weakness has emerged in these names. You can see here that auto, we spoke about auto, right? Cement, financial services, and then the services sector. सॉरी. तो ये सब सेक्टर में वीकनेस काफी तेजी से आई है, एंड दैट्स व्हाई यू नीड टू कंसिडर दीज सेक्टर्स एज एन इम्पोर्टेंट सेक्टर्स टू वॉच आउट फॉर. क्योंकि इस सेक्टर में अगर वीकनेस आए तो आपको जरूर काम करना चाहिए. ऑफ कोर्स बाकी सारे सेक्टर्स में भी है, बट देन देयर आर सर्टेन सेक्टर्स like for example if you are looking to short something from the construction or from the PSU bank, you will see that there have already been lot of selling pressure which has come into this. So you will actually be selling this at a much lower level, whereas the risk could be very high. अगर आपको बैंकिंग में ही शॉर्ट करना हो तो प्राइवेट बैंक्स में शुरू हुआ है अब decline, so you can use this space for shorting if there is a weakness seen in bank nifty rather than the PSU banks. And then you can also see कि IT sector में भी थोड़ा weakness है. But then when you take a look at the higher time frame, so what I'm doing is I'm coming from the higher time frame to the lower time frame, which is very much possible for me in neo trader, क्योंकि यहाँ पर मुझे जाना है और मुझे सिर्फ ये सेक्टर को चूज करना है. और जैसे अभी ये दिसंबर है तो आई कैन ऑल्सो सी कि पूरे क्वार्टर में क्या हुआ. सो हाउ इज द एंटायर क्वार्टर, and I can see based on the quarterly performance. Okay, based on the quarterly performance, how are the sectors placed? So I can see that yes, based on the sector performance, I can see that chemicals में weakness है, ऑटो में वीकनेस है, सबसे ज्यादा वीकनेस है टेक्सटाइल्स में और केमिकल्स में. तो इन सेक्टर्स में जो है अगर पुल बैक आ जाए ऑन अ क्वार्टरली बेसिस, दिस इज प्रूविंग टू बी वीक सेक्टर. सो यस, if you want to look at some more weaknesses which are emerging in these names, especially the chemicals and the textiles, you could definitely consider, because on a quarterly basis these two sectors are the weakest sectors, right? So that's how I identify the sectors, and based on that I go into them. So यहाँ पर अगर सेक्टर के बेसिस पे काम करना हो तो मैं जाता हूँ मेरी क्वेरी विंडो पे, and then based on the sector, okay, based on the sector, what I do is I go and select my sector from here. So once I select chemical and I select the last 5 minutes, I get the option of the data which is changing every 5 minutes, right? So if there is I have seen a weakness, so based on the stocks where I got to initiate a short or a long. So if I have a view on the sector, then I can select the sector here, and then I get the all the stocks out here, right? I can see here, I have the entire stocks out here, and that's how I get to know exactly how the sector is performing the last 5 minutes. You can see here, this is the last 5 minutes, and that is how I know exactly what the sector is doing, what movement is happening in a particular sector in the last 5 minutes. I can change the minutes as well, but in the last 1 to 10 minutes, I can change here. Then I can sort it. I can find out how are the stocks positioned, etc., etc. So that's how I will go about. I'll see the overall sectors, and then I will go to that particular sector and then select that particular stock. All right. So with that, I come to an end of today's view on the market. I've shared with you certain levels which you can track for market participation, and I'm sure that you've also got an idea of what sectors are hot and what sectors are not. Most of the sectors are having some weakness, तो उसकी वजह से हमें मार्केट में अगर काम करना हो तो हमें वीकनेस के साथ काम करना पड़ेगा. यस, देयर कुड बी सम पोटेंशियल रैली कंसिडरिंग दैट द मार्केट इतना गिरा है, तो एक उछाल आने की डेफिनेटली संभावना है. बट आपको ये समझकर चलना है कि अभी तक मार्केट्स में कोई पर्टिकुलर न्यूज फ्लो नहीं है फॉर एनी इम्प्रूवमेंट. ओके, there is no particular news flow for any improvement. So considering that, whatever rally which we will see will continue to experience some supply. So अगर आपको बुलिशनेस करना है तो संभाल के कीजिए, क्योंकि हायर लेवल्स पर काफी बिक वाली दबाव है. ऑलराइट, thank you so much for joining me in this session. If you liked what you heard, and if you liked what you understood, I would like you to leave a like and comment on this video, and do not forget to comment on this video and share this video with as many people as possible, because this kind of structured analysis is not done anywhere on the internet. Thank you so much for joining. Have a good day, safe trading, and we'll connect again tomorrow.